Ow, my elbow. The seasonal depression and ADHD paralysis have been hitting so hard lately that I have not been able to do anything for weeks. But we are finally getting out of it, and I am catching up with an ultimate bookish vlog where I'm going to be doing literally every single bookish thing that you can think of. Hello, my sweet and beautiful bookish friends. I have quite a long list of bookish things that I need to do today because, as we've established, I have been in a weird seasonal depression and ADHD paralysis funk where I have literally not been able to get like anything done for weeks. So in today's video, we have a book unhaul, we have some book shopping to do, we have to update our reading journal, we have to redo our book cart, literally just all the bookish things. I just woke up not too long ago, so I do have to go and shower and get ready for the day. We're going to be doing a little bit of self-care this morning because my body needs it so bad. And I just got some new body products that I'm really excited to use. So let's head into the bathroom and get that done. Hello everybody and welcome to my bathroom. It's obviously going to be very echoey in here, so sorry. But I just ran out of my body wash and I was going to switch it with these refills. And these are from Wild, who I've actually excitedly partnered with for this video. You guys know that sustainability is really important to me, so I've been using and loving Wild's products because they come in these really cute and refillable aluminum packaging with no single-use plastics. All of their refills actually are compostable. Their products actually work, and it's a really fun and personal experience, not only because you can actually literally personalize your packaging, but there's also so many scents, colors, designs, and stuff that you can mix and match and choose from. They also are Leaping Bunny and vegan certified and have saved over 600 tons of plastic from ending up in landfills. I also love the scent varieties, like I said. Here I am switching out my old one with one of my favorite scents, which is their Energize one. For their deodorants, I have a coconut vanilla one and then another Energize one, and I also have Ocean Mist. The Energize one is very citrusy, very fresh, so I've been loving it, especially with spring coming soon. I have Energize in my at-home refill, but I did just run out of my travel one, so I'm going to be refilling this one with the coconut vanilla scent. And for the deodorant, it's really easy. All you have to do is twist this until it's all the way at the bottom, pull the top off, and then place the refill right on the bottom, put the top back on, and then just twist up, and there you have it. By clicking my link below, you can actually get 20% off your entire Wild purchase, but make sure you get that quick because this link is only for a limited time. But I want you guys to be able to save some money and stock up on some really good products. I will also have the QR code up here on the screen. Thank you so much to Wild for partnering with me on this video. I'm going to shower now and finish getting ready for the day, and then in a little bit after I do some work, we're going to be heading to the bookstores and just starting our whole like bookish day. I just got to Half Price Books and we're going to do a little book unhaul. I really hope the lighting isn't too crazy. We are very backlit at the moment, so that's okay. The first one that I am unhauling is Not If I Save You First. I recently read this in my like vacation reading vlog and I just didn't really like it, so I didn't see the need to keep it. Next, I have the Agathas, and this one I actually haven't read yet. I really want to read it, but I did get the UK version of this and I don't know what it is about this book. It's just like too small and it's really stiff, and I know that sounds like a really stupid reason to get rid of a book, but I just don't think I'm going to like read the physical copy of this, and I wanted to get the US paperback version because it's just a lot floppier and it's, I don't know, it's just like, it's different and I like it better. And then we also have Such Sharp Teeth. This one I read back in October for like spooky season. This one is like a woman's fiction kind of horror about a girl who is just going through it in life, and she ends up turning into a werewolf. I really like this book. I give it like a 3.5, I think, maybe 3.75. It was a really fun spooky season read, but I just don't think that I need to keep it. Now that I'm looking at it, I kind of want to keep it. Okay, maybe I'll keep this one. I don't know. But the next one that I have is the Thursday Murder Club. This one I actually tried to start reading and then I just like could not get into it for some reason, so I'm getting rid of it. Next, I have The Dead Romantics. I just don't feel like I'm really going to care about this book that much. I read the 7-Year Slip, and don't hurt me, but I didn't really like it that much. I didn't really care for it, and I think this one is just one that I'm going to get from my library whenever I do want to read it. Next, I have It's Kind of a Funny Story. This one, I want to read it eventually, but I've had this book on my shelf for literally like 3 years, and I just have never picked it up, so I just don't think I am going to pick it up anytime soon. Next, I have The Alchemist, and this one, I love this edition so much. I think it is a beautiful book, but I tried to read it, and I could not get into it, so also getting rid of that one. And then we also have Two Wrongs Make a Right. I also recently read this in my Read It or Unhaul It video. I liked it, but I didn't love it, so I just don't feel the need to keep it. Next, I have Firekeeper's Daughter. This is another one where I got the UK edition, and it's just super stiff and small, and I don't like the way it feels in my hand, so I'm getting rid of this. I do have it on Kindle though, so I don't feel the need to have both the Kindle and the physical copy. photography. Next we have The Last Bookstore on Earth, and I recently read this. It's a debut novel, new release, but I just didn't like it enough to keep it, so also getting rid of that one. And then the last one that I have is I Might Be in Trouble. This one I read for, I believe, the Read It or Unhaul It video as well, and I just unfortunately didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to, so I just don't feel the need to keep it. But yeah, that's my little book unhaul. So we are going to take these into Half Price Books, and then we are going to see what books we can get with the credit that I get from selling these ones. I don't have anything specific in mind. I really would like to get the new Emily Wilde book. It is literally one of my most anticipated reads for the year, so I'm really hoping that they have it there. But I'm also hoping that they might have the new Hunger Games editions, because they are beautiful and I really want them. Except for the thing is that I really didn't like the last book. I literally rated that like a 2.5, but the other two books I rated like a 4.5 and a 5-star. Don't know what happened. Maybe I just need to reread it. So I think I'm only going to get the first two books and then maybe A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. But the new special editions, so beautiful. So definitely want to pick those up. And then after Half Price Books, I think we're gonna go to Barnes & Noble because I do have a gift card that my sweet husband got me for Valentine's Day. Bless his soul. He is the most amazing man on this entire planet. So that's kind of just the plan for the rest of the evening. I apologize for the crazy lighting that's probably going to be happening in this clip. The clouds keep going over the sun, so it keeps going like in and out and in and out. It's like a natural strobe light. Anyway, I am in front of my book cart here. I am not going to show you the books that I got while book shopping yet because I will be doing a book haul video soon. So we're just going to skip over the next part of this video, which is updating my book cart. So right now I still have basically like all of my winter and fall reads on here, and spring is coming very soon. Thank goodness. So I'm going to be just completely updating this for the spring season. I'm also going to be going to Trader Joe's here in a second because I do want to get some pretty flowers to put up top. Okay, so I think I'm happy with how this turned out. So up here on the top, this didn't change. I just have my library books. If they are not up top and somewhere where I can see them, I will forget that I have them. So I have to put them out in the open. And I also, if I don't have like a whole lot of library books checked out, I will put my current reads or like the next few books that I really want to get to. And then I got some really pretty ranunculus from Trader Joe's. I just think, oh, it makes the book cart so pretty and springy. And then here I just have all my bookmarks. And then right here, I have my little Read It or Unhaul It jar. And then down here, I have most of my spring TBR, I would say I have physically, but there are some books that are on my spring TBR that are on my Kindle or ones that I'm going to be renting from the library. But right here, oh, here comes the sun. Hello. Nice to see you. But right here, let me scoot you guys closer up. So for all of my physical books on my spring TBR, also not all of these are technically on my spring, like not all of the books on my cart are on my spring TBR. I just have most of my spring TBR on here, plus other books that kind of give spring vibes, or I have like continuations of series that I have to finish down here. So it's a little bit random, but mostly spring TBR and like priority TBR. So part of that is Second Star to the Left, The Alice Curse. These are both like fairy tale inspired romance books. So this one is inspired by Alice in Wonderland and this one is inspired by Tinkerbell. And then we have 10,000 Doors of January, which I'm literally determined to read either this month or next because it's been on my TBR for so long. And then we have Greenwild, The Lost Book Shop, The Mountain and the Sea, and this is a really highly, for me, anticipated sci-fi book. It's like a sci-fi thriller, I guess. And then we have Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling. And then we have Wild About You, Part of Your World, The Match, Paula, Bringing Down the Duke, and The Darkest Part of the Forest. So these are all like my spring vibed books. And then down here on the bottom we have I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons, Wishtress, The Grandest Game, An Ember in the Ashes, Apprentice to the Villain, Rune and Rising, Imagine Me, Last Call at the Local, Unbirthday, The Blood Trader, Can't Spell Treason Without Without Tea, Stay Awake, and The Stolen Heir. Most of these are continuations of series, so like Apprentice to the Villain, Ruin and Rising, Imagine Me, The Blood Trader. Those are all series that I still have to finish. And then we just have some other like highly anticipated reads. But yeah, so that's my little book cart refresh and update. Now I do need to work on my reading journal because I need to update my February. Did I already do that? I think I need to update my February like read books, and then I also need to update some of my March TBR. And then I also really want to make a spread for a few of the books that I've recently read. So I do need to go on Canva and put together like the pictures for all those and then go get those printed. So here's my one unnecessary but totally necessary purchase of the day. Look how absolutely adorable this is, and it lights up! I'm so obsessed with it, it's not even funny. Just look at it! I'm going to be putting this with my Emily Wilde's books because I have so many editions of them. I'm so excited. Anyway, but I did actually go to the store to get some of my things printed. So I ended up printing off some pictures for, I'm going to make a spread for Practice Makes Perfect and The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. And then I also printed off just some books that I needed to update my journal with, like some of the ones that I have recently read. I wanted to do a spread for all the series that I'm in the middle of. So we've got that. And then I also printed off my entire Kindle library because I feel like I always forget that I have books on there. And it's like one of those out of sight, out of mind things. So I just really wanted to make a spread for my Kindle books so I could like check off all the ones that I've read and see like all the ones I have left. Obviously, as I continue to buy Kindle books, I will have to add to that page, but this gives me a good start. And then I also went to the craft store and got just some red and pink paper because I didn't have any. So for the next honestly probably couple hours, because just cutting out all this stuff takes so long. So I'm probably going to be working on this for the next couple hours, but I do want to kind of go through a little bit more in depth what I am doing for the spreads. So for Practice Makes Perfect, I just did a few of like Annie and Will, and then some banana printed pajamas because if you read Practice Makes Perfect, you'll understand. And then her little flower shop and her truck, and then I just put some quotes as well. And then for the Do-Over, I have a little like tattoo shop. I have some little red hearts, his truck, and some quotes, and then Nick and Emily. So that's what we got going on for those. This is my reading journal if you haven't seen it yet. And so far, I feel like I've been really good about like updating this and keeping up with it, I guess. So just a quick little flip through. I have my 2025 TBR. I have some new releases. I did a little spell shop spread. And then I have a Project Hail Mary and Unmaking of June Farrow spread. My top 10 of 2024. My 2025 reading goal and my ratings. January TBR and wrap up. Reappearance of Rachel Price. So I'll probably put another spread on this empty page. And then I have an Emily Wilde spread, all my February reads and my February calendar, my spring TBR, March calendar, and TBR, which I will actually go through here in a little bit. And then I just did the same thing for April. And then I also just have like my favorite books of each month, which this is one that I have to update. So I'm gonna get cutting and then just do a little bit of B-roll of me, you know, doing all these pages.
Think I'm tired of being broken, thinking love is just a waste of time. The higher that I'm hoping, the quicker that I fall, and I guess I wanted to be.
Okay, we have finally done all the cutting. I did not time myself, but it took a little bit shorter than I was expecting. My fingers, though, can literally see the indentations from my scissors. I decided for my Kindle books, I was just going to keep them in like 3x3 squares because I was not about to cut out another 100 and something books. No way. So I think how I'm going to do my Kindle page is just putting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these squares on each page. So I'll probably do that one first, and then I'm going to do my series that I'm in the middle of, and then I'm going to move on to my dedicated book spreads of The Do-Over and Practice Makes Perfect, which I'm so excited for. I love doing dedicated spreads. I just think it's so fun and such a creative and exciting way to bring the book to life, you know? So I will check back in with you guys when I have done some of that. Okay guys, I did it. Well, not all of it, but I don't love the way that the series I'm in the middle of pages turned out. I didn't have anything to use as like how many books are in each series, so I just used an O stamp from like an alphabet stamping kit that I have. So this is what it looks like. I don't know, I just don't like the O's that much, but I needed some way of knowing like how many books are in the series and how many I've finished. So that's all I could really do with what I had. So for all the things I updated, I did update my reading goal because I have now read 17 books. And looking at it, I feel like I've had like a decent reading year so far. The majority has been like 3 and 4 star reads with only a few 2 and 5 stars. And then I also did my practice makes perfect spread, which this isn't like my favorite spread that I've done, but I don't know, I still think it's fun. So here's how that turned out. We've just got some pictures of Annie and Will. I kind of showed you everything that was going to be on here before, but yeah, this is just like the ending result. And then I also added Throne of Glass to my February wrap-up because I hadn't done that yet. I read 10 books in February, which I feel like was my best reading month in a very long time. The first one that I read was One Step Too Far, and I gave that 4 stars. And then I read Grey After Dark, and I gave that 3 stars. That one, it was good, but not good for me. You know, like it just kind of made me feel like weird and icky. I don't know. It was a weird read. And then we have The Assassin's Blade, which I rated 4 stars. I Might Be in Trouble, which I rated 3.5. Two Wrongs Make a Right, which I rated 3.75. The Do-Over, which I rated 4.75, but I actually ended up bumping that up to a 5 star. And then I read The Last Bookstore on Earth, which I ended up giving a 3 star actually. And then Not If I Save You First, which was a 2.75. Practice Makes Perfect, which was 4 stars. And Throne of Glass, which was also 4 stars. I updated my March TBR page, and I'll actually go through my March TBR with you guys. So the first one that I have on here is The Hike by Lucy Clark. This one is an adult mystery thriller about a group of women. They go on a trip every year, and for the year that this book is like set in, it was like one of the girls' turns to decide like what they were gonna do, so they go on a hiking trip. But this hiking trip ends up getting dark and scary very quickly. That's all I know about it, but I love hiking books and like anything that's set in an outdoorsy atmosphere. So very excited for that. And then I also have the new Emily Wilde book. I love Emily Wilde so much, just the series as a whole. So this is like one of my most anticipated releases for the year. I will preface this by saying that March is like my month of finishing series that I'm in the middle of. So the next one that I have is Rebel Witch, and that is the second book in the Heartless Hunter like series, or the Crimson Moth series. Also a very highly anticipated release. And then I also have The Will of the Many. This one was technically on my TBR for February, but I didn't get to it in February, so I had it carried over. And then I also have The Blood Trader, which is the third book in the Prison Healer series. And that one I've also been really liking. I think I rated the first book 3.75 or 4 stars, and then the second book was also 4 stars. So I'm really hoping that it ends with a bang, you know, and I end up rating it 5 stars because I would love to have more 5-star reads for this year because I do not have, I have 2. And then we also have Champion, which is I believe the third book in the Legend series. Those are also ones I've rated like 3.75, 4 stars. So really hoping that as the series progresses, all the books just get better. And then we have like my most anticipated release for the year, as I'm sure it's a lot of other people's as well, but that is Sunrise on the Reaping, and this is the newest like Hunger Games world book that follows Haymitch's games. I'm doing a whole like Hunger Games watch party and release party for this book, so I'm very excited. And then for the last one we have Metal Slinger, which was also part of my February TBR because it was like my February book club read, but I'm hoping to I'm in the middle of it right now, so I'm hoping to get it read over the weekend. But yeah, so that's my March TBR. I also did update my monthly tracker and my monthly favorites. So for January, I read 7 books, and No Place Left to Hide was my favorite. I rated it 5 stars. And then February, I read 10 books, as we've established. And my favorite was The Do-Over. And then here we just have all of my Kindle library books. I'm not going to go through all of them because there's literally so many, but I will do like a little close up so you can kind of see. I don't even know if you can like read the titles of those, but we have these 2 pages, and then we have these 2 pages, and then we also have these pages. I am just going to keep this blank so I can add on to it. And then the last page that I just recently did was the series that I'm in the middle of. So that all took a very long time. I was working on that reading journal, I literally think for 4 hours, and that's what I got. So this is a very time-consuming task, but one that I very much enjoy. Oh, I also picked up some library books, so I'll show you guys those. I did end up picking up The Will of the Many, and then I also got The Bones Beneath My Skin, which is TJ Klune's newest release, I believe. And then I also got A Sea of Unspoken Things, which I'm really hoping to get to both of these soon. They are only a 14-day checkout, so if I'm going to read them, I have to read them very soon. If not, I honestly might just getting them, like buying them. Although I will say TJ Klune, I don't know. I did read House on the Cerulean Sea, which I really enjoyed, but I don't know if I'm going to continue with this author. There's just some things that he does in his books that really bother me. So he's a little bit of a hit or miss. I am going to read another book by him and just see if that type of element like continues in the rest of his books. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm so proud of myself though because we got so much done in this video. I was also going to do the book haul, but that is going to be its entirely separate video because I do have this entire bottom shelf of books that I want to show you guys that I got. So definitely stay tuned for that. But for now, I love you guys so much and I will see you in my next video.